Once upon a time, there was a young man who had everything. I mean, he had everything. He lived in this enormous house. On the first floor, he had a Burger King, a McDonald's, and a Taco Bell. On the second floor, he had a Olympic-sized swimming pool with complete with a lazy river and the slides and all that stuff that goes with it. On the third floor, he had his own polo field and horse barn and everything. On the next floor, he had his own Wakeman's. I mean, this guy had an iPhone 17. He had everything. But he wasn't happy. You know, my friends all have luck, and I don't have any luck. How come I don't have any luck? So, he goes to the wise old woman in the village to ask her, "Hey, why don't I have any luck?" "Ah, you want luck," you say. "Well, I can't help you with that, but I know who can. You have to ask God." "God? Who's this God dude?" "Well, first you have to go to the edge of the earth, and then you'll see God." "What?" "Go to the edge of the earth, and then you'll see God. You'll recognize him." Don't worry, this is not a religious story. It's okay. Just go, and he can help you. So, the next morning, the young man heads off to the east. He walks for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year and a day. And he comes to a clearing. And on the one side of the clearing is a pack of wolves. And they're all strong and healthy and big, thick fur coats and looking around, and they kind of notice he's there and looking at him. And then on the other side of the clearing, there's one skinny, scrawny little wolf. Looks pitiful. So the guy decides to go on that side of the clearing. So he goes up there. And the wolf sees him and says, "Hey, how you doing?" "Doing fine. How you?" "I'm good. Tell where you going?" "I'm going to see this God dude, ask him a question." "Oh yeah? Can you ask him a question for me?" "Sure. What is it?" "Could you ask him why I'm so skinny and scrawny and all my brothers over there are healthy and strong, and why not me?" "Sure, I'll ask him." And he keeps going to the east. He walks for another day, a week, a month, a year and a day. He's in the woods in a big forest, and he comes across this puny little tree. It's like 6 feet tall, maybe, and some scraggly branches, and no leaves. It's pitiful. And all around him are these sequoias, these redwoods, these giant trees. You can't see the top. And the tree says, "Hey, how you doing?" "Fine, how you doing?" "Where are you going?" "Well, I'm going to see this God dude, ask him a question." "Oh, you are? Could you ask him a question for me?" "Sure, what is it?" "Could you ask him why I'm so puny and all my friends are so big?" "Sure, I'll ask him. Thanks." And he continues to the east. He goes for a day, a week, a month, a year and a day. And he comes to a nice big lawn, beautiful grass lawn, all trimmed and mowed and beautiful. And there's a white picket fence. And inside there's this gorgeous house, a really nice, beautiful house. And it's got flowers planted all around it. And in back there's a vegetable garden, all beautiful vegetables growing there. And he walks up the front door, and the door is made out of teak and mahogany and stained glass in the window. It's one of those artisanal doors. And he knocks on the door, and the door opens, and there's this beautiful woman there. She says, "Hi, how are you? Come on in." And he goes in, and they talk, and they laugh, and they talk and laugh and talk and laugh, have a great time together. And finally she makes him a meal, a dinner that's just out of the world, incredible food. And they talk and laugh and talk and talk, and finally they get tired and they go to bed in separate rooms. This is a family show. And then they get up in the morning and she makes an incredible breakfast with sausage and eggs and waffles and fresh butter and real maple syrup, and oh, it's amazing. And I says, wow, that was great. I'm stuffed, but I gotta go. Oh, where are you going? I'm gonna see this God dude to ask him a question. You are? Could you ask him one for me? Sure, what is it? Could you ask him why I'm so lonely? I'm really lonely here. Could you ask him that, please? Sure. So he walks to the east for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year and a day. And he comes to the edge of the earth. There it is, right there, right at the edge. And sure enough, floating on a cloud about 20 feet away is God himself. And he looks just like the cartoons. The old white man with a white beard and white hair and white robes and all that stuff. It's just like in the comics. And he says, hey, God. Yes. I have a question for you. I know. Well, how come I don't have any luck? It's because you're too stupid. Which wasn't exactly the answer he was expecting. But, well, I got some other questions for you. I know. And God floats over to him and whispers the answers to the questions in his ears. And then God says, now go. So, the young man turns around and he goes to the west for a day. He walks for a week, for a month, a year and a day. Then he comes across the house again, goes up to the door, knocks on the door. The woman answers, hi, how you doing? I haven't seen you for 2 years and 2 days. How's it going? Did you see God? Yeah. Me and God, we talked. Yeah. Did you ask him my question? Well, not exactly, but he did answer it. What did he say? He said that you're lonely because you don't have a partner. If you had a partner, you wouldn't be so lonely. That's a great answer. Would you marry me? Would you be my husband and be my partner, please? No, lady, I'm in a hurry. I got to find some luck. Ask somebody else. And he leaves and heads west. And he goes for a day, a week, a month, a year and a day. And he comes across that little tree again. Tree says, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for 4 years and 4 days. How's it going? Good, doing good. Did you see God? Yeah, me and God, we talked, yeah. Did you ask him my question? Well, not exactly, but he did answer your question. What did he say? Well, he said that when your seed hit the ground, it hit the ground right on top of a treasure chest buried there years ago. The treasure chest is filled with gold coins and silver coins and bitcoins, whatever they are, and iPhones and toilet paper, and that's why you can't grow, because your roots are just trapped by this chest. Really? I didn't know that. Thank you so much. Say, there's a shovel over on that tree over there left by some workmen a few years ago. Could you use that shovel and dig that chest up for me? And you can have whatever's in it. It's all yours. I don't care. Just could you do that for me? No, I'm sorry. I'm in a hurry. I'm looking for some luck. And so he heads to the west for another day, another week, a month, a year and a day. And he comes across the wolf, the puny little wolf. And the wolf says, hi, how you doing? Haven't seen you for 6 years and 6 days. Yeah. Did you see God? Yeah, me and God, we talked. Yeah. Did you ask him my question? Well, not exactly, but he did answer it. What did he say? Well, God said that the reason you're so skinny, you're so scrawny, is that you don't have enough protein. You need to get more protein in your diet. You need to eat more meat. God said you should eat the first stupid person that you see. And so, he did. I have no idea where I got that last story. about the young man looking for luck. I got it from a book, I'm sure about that. That book is somewhere in my house. I've looked for it, I can't find it. So I can't give proper credit to the person I got it from. So the next best thing I can do is I can tell you where I get a lot of my stories. They are from these books published by August House. This is the best love stories told at the National Storytelling Festival. And these are, that's that one. This is the more best love stories told at the National Storytelling Festival by August House. These are ready-to-tell tales. These are from around the world. These are international stories. And another ready-to-tell tales, edited by David Holt and Bill Mooney. Anyway, these are all great sources for stories to tell, because a story that's written with the intention of somebody reading it to themselves out of a book, it's a very different medium to interact with, as opposed to a live teller to a live audience. And all these stories in these books are basically transcriptions of what live tellers, professional storytellers, tell live audiences. And so they're built for that medium. And they're great books. I recommend them highly, and I wish I could find the book where this last story, where the young man looking for luck, came from. I haven't found it yet. I've been looking. So if I find it, I'll get back and post a note somewhere. So I apologize to the person that gave me that story through the book. But that's the best I can do. I'm Rob Craighurst. I live in Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. Have a quality quarantine.